Hello, St. Michael, St. Anne, and Resurrection parishioners. This is a special quick things. By the time you see this, I'll have returned from Trout Lake, but I wanted to give you a little taste of the beautiful place I've been for the past week with my friend Chris, a summer classmate. He's a priest in the Diocese of Grand Rapids. We've been doing this, coming to his family's cottage on Trout Lake for about 27 years, 25 years maybe. And so it's great to continue this tradition, great to be at this beautiful place, simple, quiet, and also great to be with my friend Chris. Among the things that I've been doing, in addition to walking and paddle boarding that you may have read about in the bulletin last week, or weekend, I started reading the instrument that will guide the first session of the Synod that Pope Francis has called called people to Rome for that Synod in October. There'll be two sessions, one in October of 2023 and then one in October of 2024 with some additional consultation and work in between. And part of that is they've given us the kind of the handbook that will be guiding the discussions in Rome in October. And so I hope we might be able to do some kind of on the ground discussion in Wausau among the people of our parishes. I'm still not quite sure how that will work based on what I've been reading, but I think we'll be able to do some kind of conversation, broaden our understanding of the church and how we engage with the church and how the church might become more engaged with the community and the world around us. Two pillars of the Synod are communion, mission, and participation. And that kind of then leads me into some quick thing announcements. First of all, of course, our most important means of communion, of celebrating community and communion, is our participation at Mass on the Lord's Day. And summer's a great time to do that. Chris and I went to Mass at Sacred Heart Parish in Gladwin, Michigan. Their 5 o'clock Mass on Saturday. I'll refer to that in a little bit. So it's also good, even when we're out of town, to experience worship in different places. And so I hope that if that isn't already a priority for us or something that we want to recommit to, that we might. Then, of course, in terms of participation, we participate in the life of the church in many ways. A very nominal, I'm not saying this is like a crucial means of participation, but there is a golf outing coming up on August 25th. You may have heard talk about that. There's information about how to register for that in the Quick Things email or at the St. Anne Parish website. And then, and again, this is for golfers. This isn't for parishioners. There aren't enough. I don't know that there are enough St. Anne parishioners to make a golf outing happen. It's people from all different communities, different churches, not even all Catholic churches. So it's a diverse group of people who come to the golf outing. So if you like to golf, want to get some friends together, we hope you will. And then in terms of mission, obviously we live out the gospel mission in a diversity of ways. But one of those is sharing our faith with young members of our community, and we do that through our faith formation or Forming Young Disciples program. We call it different things among the parishes. But that's something in which we are all called to, hopefully in some way, to participate or engage with that, or at least consider that call. And I hope from then, all of us considering it, a few of us realize that call and that ability to share our faith with young people. There's information in the Quick Things email where you can connect with Michelle Fisher at the Eastside Parishes and Leah and Lola John Schmidt at St. Anne, and we'll get that ball rolling very soon as young people begin to gather for our faith formation and Forming Young Disciple programs. So that takes care of communion, participation, and mission. One of the other things that I've been reading this week is a memoir by Javier Zamora. It's titled Solito. It's his story of coming to the United States as he was an immigrant coming from El Salvador, and of his adventure, frightening, harrowing, as well as very human and heartwarming adventure of coming from El Salvador to the United States. Obviously, immigration is a complicated, controversial issue. This is Javier's story, and I thought it's a very compelling story. I'm not I'm about halfway, so I can't tell you I wouldn't tell you how it goes because I hope you might read it. I'll put a link to some more information about Solito by Javier Zamora in the Quick Things email. Also, of course, he's coming to the United States, Javier, a 9-year-old boy, because his parents are already here. They have come seeking work, seeking a better life for their family, for their son. And so the importance of family and how family develops even along his journey is a theme of the story. And this, of course, is the season for family reunions. My family will be gathering this coming Saturday in Stevens Point. Originally our family reunions happened in Loyal or Greenwood. That's where my grandparents, my parents, my aunts and uncles, that's where they all grew up. That's where our reunions began. Then we moved to Marshfield because we had kind of a nucleus of family there. And now we're moving to Stevens Point, kind of for the same reason. Cousins and others who are doing some of the organizing, my sister's part of that, determined. I'm not sure if maybe the facility wasn't available in Marshfield, but Stevens Point will be a good central location. We have family coming from the Milwaukee area and Minneapolis and things like that. So it'll be good to get together with my cousins, in addition to my dad and my mom. I have an aunt and uncle from Muskego who will be there, another aunt from Marshfield, another aunt from, she was from Marshfield, now she lives in the Twin Cities. She'll be there. Aunt Joan, Aunt Tessie, Uncle Andy, Aunt Dolores, my mom and dad, and my Aunt Carmen, who lives in the Seattle area, won't be able to join us, but last year we connected on Zoom, so hopefully we might be able to do that again as well, to celebrate those wisdom figures, the great characters of our family. And I don't mean character in a disparaging way, although they are characters in their own regard. I know other families are gathering in these days as well. I hope you have blessed gatherings, fun, memorable gatherings as you share memories and make new ones. I know a parishioner, their family reunion begins, I think, on Thursday night, and it goes till Sunday. They go shopping, they go bowling, they play softball. I'm sure they share a lot of meals, tell a lot of stories. Some are true and some maybe aren't. But it's a great celebration of their family, and I hope we all have an opportunity to do that with family and friends, have or will yet in the remaining days of summer. School begins at Newman Catholic Schools next, I'm not going to say, I think it's Wednesday, but maybe it's Thursday. So we want to pray for teachers and students who begin or anticipate a new year. But let's soak as much out of summer as we can before we get to that. Take care, everyone. I hope you have had a good week in my absence. Hope worship went well, and I'll see you at Mass this Sunday.